Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Daily Crypto News. It's a new week and it's Monday, June 10th. I'm Sarah, the host of today. You guys know that we have been trying to create different contents through Daily Crypto News, and today I want to show a new content. We know that you guys are degens, and I know that there are so many coins out there. And to navigate your coin journey, or seriously, more like creating a fun content for you to check out different coins that is hot in the market. So we have Matt and Patrick, one of our advisors at DCN. They're going to talk about different shit coins, hot coins in the market. So this is going to be our trial episode. So I would love to hear your thoughts, and we would love to ask you to name this corner of DCN. All right, let's get started. Enjoy.
How's everybody doing? This is Matt Deemer from DCN.
Hey, and I'm Patrick, an advisor to DCN.
Excellent. So we're trying to start something new today where we're picking randomly 4 coins that we want to talk about, and it's from 4 different categories. We have meme coins, the Solana ecosystem, gaming, and AI. And we're doing this because, one, we want to learn about the coins. We want to give our pros or cons. We've both been in the space for quite some time, trading shit coins and meme coins and other layer 1s, layer 2s. And so I think looking at these and really deep diving into them and giving everybody an overview about what they are will be beneficial. So we are going to start today with Notcoin. Sir, what is going on with Notcoin?
All right, guys, if you haven't heard about Notcoin, you probably soon will. It's a $2.2 billion market cap coin on the Telegram's Ton network. That puts it in at number 58 on the big list overall. And it's really shot up there in the past week, 2 weeks. It's one of the biggest moving tokens in the gaming category. So in the past week, it's gone up in price by over 80%. And in the past 2 weeks, it's done it'd be a 4x, up 358%. So if you're a holder of Not, congratulations. And then we're going to check out and see if there's still time. So it launched on May 16th on Ton. That was following a period of running a tap to mine game. So that's where the gaming component comes in. In addition to the game itself, it's designed to attract users and activities to Telegram. It combines elements of memeing, gaming, social-fi, and good old-fashioned airdrop farming. It actually, from the TGE event, it kind of experienced a big plummet. But in the past couple of weeks, it's really rallied, and now it's sitting at about a 2x above the TGE price. And recently, Notcoin's entered, it's kind of transitioned from pure gaming to more of a DeFi staking phase. So people who got Notcoin can stake their Not, and then it gives you social-fi tasks, basically exploring and learn to earn on various projects in the Ton ecosystem, and then that gives you extra yield on your Ton. So what's good about this coin? In the past, since the initial dip from the launch, it's been up only. So upward momentum is on Not's side if you believe in momentum swings. It has a huge community. We're talking almost 8 million people in its TGE group, and the admins over there have asserted that up to 20 million people took place in the tap to mine game. Now, I think it's positive. Apart from the gaming phase, they've now pivoted to utility. So we're seeing that a lot more with other meme coins like Floki and things like that. Like it's attract the attention with the meme, get people interested in the utility. They do have an upcoming potential catalyst on June 16th. Any of the Notcoin that was not claimed from the game phase is going to be burned or used by the project to fund community developments. So that's a date on the calendar to watch. And another pro here is the supply. So 100% of the tokens are in circulation. So that market cap of 2.2 billion is what you see is what you get in terms of FTV. And so you're not going to see any nasty surprises in terms of unlocks. And I think maybe one of the biggest things it's got going for it is the good old-fashioned culture. It's totally nailed the tone. They've managed to appeal to Web3 degens while positioning themselves as the access point for Web2 Telegram people to get into the crypto aspect of it. And what's the bad side of it? All right, so game over. The game has been over since before the airdrop, so they aren't really attracting users to that really kind of a viral and infectious game that I myself participated in. So here's a note: I am a not airdrop holder, and I do have it staked in the SocialFi system now, so I do have a bag of this. One of the things that I know is the way they designed it, and I think this was smart, is they didn't allow everybody to sell at once after the airdrop. It was like holders who had it through Binance and some other exchanges. So if you're like me and you held it on chain in my good old new fashioned Ton Keeper wallet, I wasn't able to sell it right away. So by the time I could sell it, it wasn't as attractive as an opportunity. So I ended up holding it. So some of that price action can be attributed to this kind of forced hold. Another thing that has worked in its favor, but might not going forward, is the fact that there's just not a lot to do on Ton right now. It's a maturing network. They're rolling out new protocols all the time. So how many people are just sitting on their knot because they have nothing better to do right now? And those factors are going away as Ton evolves. And then there's always this question of, is this overpriced? Ton Network has had an explosion in TVL. It's gone from almost nothing. It's close to $500 million. Within that context, the Telegram token itself has an $18 billion market cap. So and then Notcoin sitting at over 2. That means the market caps of the tokens are way more than the whole TVL for the whole network. So has that market cap and price been driven by speculation? How much is already priced in? Rotators. Okay, so appealing to degens is a really good strategy for any network or project at the beginning because they're fast moving, they put their money where their mouth is. But on the flip side, they good ones get in and get out quickly and look for those greener pastures elsewhere. So the question is, are people going to be tempted to cash out of Notcoin? Are they going to leave the Ton network altogether? Where are other opportunities? Maybe they look into some of the dinosaur chains like Avalanche or BNB that haven't seen major runs yet in this cycle. So here we go. How many X's from here? So Notcoin's been amazing. The chart is completely vertical in the right direction right now. But how much room is there for growth in a project like this with the $2 billion market cap already? We all know valuations get crazy in the bull run, but the question, is it more attractive to try to get in something maybe sub 100 million? Is there more profit potential there? So what do you do with Notcoin?
So basically, so the question now is: Are we in a short? What's our short play? What's our long play with Notcoin? You know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Thank you, by the way, for that. Here's what I'm thinking. They had a play like a play to earn game. The game's not there anymore. I think that's a huge thing. So what's attracting people to the coin? And so if I was gonna play a short term, I wouldn't play one. I would say, why aren't you investing into Ton coin? Because Ton has Telegram. We know what they're trying to do there. We've been reporting on Daily Crypto News for the past months. So if you're gonna go short on anything, first of all, don't short anything in a bull run. But if you're gonna go short and you try to take profits, go to Toncoin. If it was my long play personally, I would go Toncoin. Like, just Notcoin is there. It's a flash in the pan. 2 billion. Like, why is it going to be 5 billion? Why would it be 6? Why would it be 10? I don't really know. But could Toncoin, start rivaling, say, BNB and get up there to a $50 billion market cap? Sorry, 18. I could see that absolutely during a bull. So that would be my play. Short, stay away. Long, stay away, put it all into Ton. And by the way, you said that BNB didn't go on a run yet. It's at $720.
Yeah. The ecosystem hasn't followed the main gas token yet.
True. What's your play?
Well, my play first is pray for my BNB moon dust bags to become moonshots again. Right now, I'm fine holding it. There's no money like free money. I played the game. I got the drop. I'll be a good team player in this. Been rewarding so far. And kind of for me, it's almost like this chain link strategy where people were buying Link, they were staking Link, and it wasn't for the nominal yield you're getting for staking Link, or for, in this instance, staking not. It's this fact that they have this whole ecosystem network behind them. So maybe you stake it or not, and maybe you get a bunch of interesting airdrops from brand new projects in the Ton ecosystem by virtue of your participation in not. So it's a way to get, so for me, best case scenario is it's a way to get exposure to all the new emerging stuff within Ton, and stuff that's not at $18 billion already.
I'm feeling it. All right, so let's move on our list. We're going to go over to Pyth. Pyth is the next one. And Pyth, let me pull up our notes really quick. So Pyth Network, we're sitting at around 48 cents today. We have a market cap of $1.7 billion, and that makes it at a rank of number one. The thing that always, and we'll go into pros and cons in a minute, but the thing that always gets me is like we had an all-time high just, a couple months ago and an all-time low a couple months before that. And so I think that when you're talking about any coin that is making huge fluctuations like that, you got to kind of like take a pump on the brakes and go, okay, what is this really about? So what is this Pyth token really about? It's an oracle. It's a competition to Chainlink, as you just mentioned. Chainlink, Pyth is a competition to that. And what is an oracle? An oracle is basically a connection to the outside world. If you're working in DeFi, if you're working on chain, you have to know what's going on out there. So, like, what are the prices of the things that you're trying to trade? What are the the values? What are the assets that you are trading? What's going on? Even if you're having a prediction market, like you're predicting the weather tomorrow. What is the weather tomorrow? Who's going to tell you what the weather is tomorrow? Is it going to be the Weather Channel or Yahoo? And who's putting that data on chain so you can bet on that prediction? Well, that's an oracle. So there's price oracles, there's data feed oracles, there's event oracles. Again, we're talking about things like if you're betting on what's that, poly markets, and talking about like the presidential races, then you're going to need events-based oracles of if Trump or Biden gets elected, who gets paid their bets. Cross-chain oracles and compute oracles. So Pyth is trying to do that. They are trying to make an oracle, and what their thing here is they are they have 450 different price feeds, and it's low latency. And what they're doing is they're operating off of Solana. And so the difference between Pyth and say Solana is the difference between Pyth and say Chainlink is that Chainlink is operating their oracles within their layer 1 blockchain. So for example, Chainlink is the oracle, but it's working on the Binance chain, or if it's working on Ethereum, or if it's working on so if it's working on Ethereum, the speed and the price is going to be completely different than if it's working on the Binance Smart Chain or any other chain that you might ask. So that is going to be a difference between how the oracle gets its information, how fast it gets information, how much the fees are going to be, and so on and so forth. But since Pyth is working on Solana, which is notoriously fast and notoriously cheap, it's going to be able to do that with low latency. And basically, it's making updates to the information that it's collecting at, like, I think they said 400 milliseconds. Yes, 400 milliseconds. So that's a super pro for this. And the other big pro of Pyth as being an oracle is the amount of data. And that's kind of like this old statement of don't trust, verify. And so if you're using price data from one source, let's just say you always check Yahoo Finance in the morning to check your stocks or your crypto or whatever. Well, it might say that Bitcoin is $71,000 that on Yahoo Finance, but then you go over to CoinMarketCap, it says 70,500. You go over to CoinGecko, it says 72. And so you need to get all of that data together, and then you have to figure out where they're getting their data. Is they getting it from Coinbase or Binance, or what exchanges, their volume, the spreads, all of that. And so the more sources you have, the more sure you are that the prices that you're trading at are going to be accurate, or this, the price, or just the data that you're getting. If it's Biden wins the election or Trump wins the election, and by how much, what's the spread? The more sources, the better. And so they're trying to, do that, is get as much sources as possible. And not only with that, getting the sources of the data, is they want to be transparent with said data. They want you to know that this is where we're getting it from. and you can double check our work for the most part. The cons for this, in my opinion, are that there's the total supply, the fully diluted market cap is like $4.8 billion. Like I said, the current market cap is 1.7, which is right here. But the fully diluted is 4.8. So that means there's going to be a lot of tokens that are going to go into the system. So let's just say if you put $1 in there, you could be diluted throughout this time, depending on how they unlock their tokens. And so you're going to have more money come into the system to keep the same value. That always makes me worried because I never know what they're going to do with the tokens, if the founder's going to dump, if they're going to have a fracture in leadership. That always makes me worried. Oracles and oracle manipulation is a thing. And so even in 2022, DeFi protocols lost around $500 million in 41 separate oracle manipulation attacks. And one of my favorite ones, and this is weird to say, it's my favorite, is the Mango markets. Is they manipulated the oracle that was given price data, pumped the price, and took out a loan on said price with the tokens that they had staked in there, and made a lot of money. It was just complete oracle manipulation. And so the older the oracle that you have, the more times that you would understand how to figure out how to prevent a lot of this. And I think Chainlink has and I'm not pumping Chainlink, I don't own any Link or anything, but I think that with all of that experience, you're going to start figuring out how to prevent this manipulation. If you're a new oracle and you're using that said price data on from that oracle on your DeFi platform or your prediction markets or whatever, you might have a lot of learning curve along the way. So new company, oracle manipulation is a thing. How much should you trust this new company? And that's just young experience. And the last one is if you're a USA citizen, you're going to have to do your KYC, AML. I mean, there are still ways around that. There are, but if you want to just be safe as possible, you're going to have to do that. So you're going to be going through Coinbase, you're going to be going through Gemini, other US-based exchanges. The only place you can get it that I could find is Kraken. So you have a Kraken. So you could trade Pyth on Kraken to Pyth USD pairs. Other than that, if they say to list from Kraken, you might be stuck holding bags or trying to figure out how to buy and sell your cryptos. So that is Pyth. And sir, what is your analysis, long or short, on this guy?
I think it's a long-term play. So I don't hold any Pyth. I do have some Link, and that's how I kind of buy a little Link here and there. That's how I would approach Pyth after probably doing some more due diligence on token unlocks and things you talked about. But one thing I like about it is one, it's one of these infrastructure plays and connectivity plays. So it avoids this whole L1 versus L2, Solana, modular, monolithic kind of debate. So in any scenario, these kinds of infrastructure plays can win. And for me, the second thing is really cool and smart people building really interesting projects. I go on the bottom of their page and you see powered by Pyth all the time. So it's working in the background. They have good partners. So that makes me overall an admirer of the project and the company, if not so bullish on the token. If I saw a major drop, say maybe to, if it halved in price all of a sudden due to an event, that's when I'd start looking at it as a DCA opportunity for a long-term hold.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Honestly, this is more of a long-term holdings solution, in my opinion. I'm not going to go short-term in a bull market. You never go. You never short anything in a bull market, and you'll get wrecked, absolutely wrecked. And so, if you want to go short in a bull market, and just hold or buy and sell, just take profits. Always just take profits. Obviously, this is not financial advice. It's just the way that I think about it. It's like if I put $1 in and it goes to $1.50, take profits. $2, take out your dollar and let the dollar ride. But this is a long-term infrastructure play. You're right. It's we always knew oracles were going to be a big link between DeFi and a lot of things in crypto. And who's going to do that cheaper, faster, better, and more secure, and with more reliability is going to be a big player within this ecosystem. Is Pyth going to be that person? Chainlink is doing a great job. Is Pyth going to be that person? The only thing I would be worried about is, again, like I said, the unlocking of the tokens, but also it's a young company with a lot of growing pains to be had. I don't know how strong their team is together. I don't know if there's going to be rifts within leadership and management. I don't know how that's going to be. Are they going to make the right decisions in the future to build out this network and stay competitive? I'm not too sure, but I think I'm with you. I would, put a little bit of money in it, let it ride and see where it goes, and see maybe not this bull. Yes, number will go up, but how is it going to be integrated into the whole ecosystem by next bull? Because they launched in 2021, which was, going into the bear. Have they seen a bear bull cycle? And can they manage their finances, their team, their motivation, their commitment through those huge traditional swings and ups and downs? And I think that's a very big challenge that they're going to have. Moving on, sir.
Right on. Yeah, so here's another protocol that's it's different, but it kind of plays along some of the same factors with Pyth in terms of how does it as a company react to differing cycles. So this project is called the Oasis protocol or Oasis network. Its ticker is ROSE. So actually a couple years ago, I bought the wrong ROSE thinking I was buying Oasis, and that didn't work out so great for me. But I have held on to a pretty small bag of ROSE for a number of years now, holding it at the wrapped version on the BNB chain. And since they have gone through their mainnet launches and stuff, I have some ROSE on Oasis staked on their Sapphire chain. So the TLDR on Oasis is it's in the AI category, but it also touches upon a number of other narratives, primarily privacy, and also even more recently real world assets. And its claim to fame in AI is it had a partnership with Meta announced in 2022, where it was going to kind of use its privacy blockchain infrastructure to bring, I think they said, transparency, fairness, and privacy to Meta's AI endeavors. In the past 7 days, ROSE has seen an uptick of about almost 15%, and in 2 weeks, it's gone up by about a third. Right now, it's sitting at a market cap of just under $800 million, with a fully diluted value of $1.2 billion. So there are some circulation and unlock, not concerns. It's not that high of a number, but it is something to pay attention to when if you're looking at particular buy or sell points. It's a little bit more of established protocol. It launched back in 2020, and it was in development for a year or so before that. What's interesting to me, as somebody who's a fan of the Polkadot ecosystem, is this is also a parallel chain ecosystem, with Oasis being the main one, and then parachains coming out, including Sapphire, as I said, which is all about privacy, and Emerald. So it's a kind of an alternative entrant into this whole Solana versus Ethereum versus EVM versus Bitcoin kind of paradigm in terms of scaling. So for me, it's if you believe in Oasis and you believe in the team, and some folks that I follow online have been preaching the gospel of Oasis for years. Give a shout out to Wave Jumper and those folks over there have been very consistent in their faith in this project. So it's kind of a buy, a hold, and see what happens if this does become like a top 10 blockchain play in the future. Right now, I said it's just under 800 million. It peaked at January 2022 in almost $2 billion, and it had a local peak of 1.2 billion in last November. So you can see that it does have a potential to at least get to those levels in terms of upwards. So here's the pros, right? So embracing the narrative, they've been hitting these cues, AI, real world assets, privacy. They touch on several trends that are hot right now, and they've been doing this for years. So they're not just LARPing in these areas. They identified them as important topics a number of years ago, and have embraced that through partnerships. Talking about modular architecture, can Oasis be relevant due to its parallel chain architecture? Can it provide that alternative scaling model? If so, and it's taken seriously, then the ceiling really goes up on its potential. I mentioned the Meta partnership. They also have had a strong relationship with Binance, which had pitched in a good chunk of money into their ecosystem development fund. And rumor has it, or claims are being made that Binance wallets and Coinbase wallets have been making regular large buys of Oasis over long periods of time. Now, I haven't verified that, but if you're interested in kind of what people are talking about, that's one factor that they claim. And you don't have to bridge, so you don't have to worry about porting over to the parachain or working with like a Rocket X or something kind of exchange to get your tokens on the chain. You can buy a wrapped version of Rose on BNB chain. Ecosystem launches. So Sapphire, which is their privacy parachain, had their mainnet launch, and along with a privacy exchange called Illuminex, is now live and kicking. And they even have branched out into having wrap versions of like Ocean AI Protocol, who's an advisor on there, which is a relatively big project too. And even meme coins, a little dog called Rosie. Since the launch, IX has kind of ported its token and a lot of its offerings over to ETH mainnet. And some people have interpreted that as a bullish sign for showing how, because Sapphire is EVM compatible, parachain as well, that it's showcasing the interconnectivity of the ecosystem. While others have said, hey man, this just showing that they're going to where the activity is. Then ETH is still the place to be. So market cap potential, like I mentioned, is just under 800 million. It's shown it has the potential to run two and a half times from here. And then if you're looking in the long run, like I said, it's not a direct comparison, but a good comparison might be Polkadot, which is the pioneer parachain system. And its current valuation is a 10x over where Oasis now. And of course, Polkadot has been a lot higher than that in the past. Okay, cons. All right, we talked a lot about stability and how old it is. Okay, that can be seen as a con. It's one of these dino coins, as somebody might say about my first love, BNB chain. As a former editor of BSC News, I know a lot about that ecosystem. So there's something to be said about longevity. But has Oasis already peaked? Is it ever going to approach 2 billion again? Yeah, there's partnerships dating back from a couple years. There's big, good investments. They embrace good narratives early. Has that already come and gone? Has the positive impacts already come and gone on that? It has low adoption. So they've rolled out the project more recently, but the two main parachains have a TVL of about $5 million, and that's not a typo. So without adoption, even if you have a really cool ecosystem with good tech, it's just an empty shell. And so another question, this is kind of your main business point. Why do you need this? Yeah, they have privacy. They're dealing with real-world assets. They have a good focus on AI. But can Oasis really deliver in these areas better than dApps can in established ecosystems? I mean, why use a privacy chain when you can use Houdini Swap? Why use a privacy chain when you can use Railgun or any number of other projects? Okay, and it's kind of a similar note. It's a way more crowded environment now than when it launched in like 2020 in terms of blockchains. You got new chains coming out every day. They're talking about L3s, L2 rollups are a huge deal. So is there enough oxygen and liquidity and money for Oasis, given Ethereum, Solana rollups, Coinbase's base chain, Binance's BNB chain? You've got Aptos and Sui and those Move language chains, which are really, really backed by VCs. And you can even see that good comparator. We said Polkadot is really struggling to kind of find its raison d'etre in this crowded environment. So what do you think? So for me, when we're talking in the short term, we're talking in the long term. Again, it's a long-term bag. So for me personally, just like Notcoin, I've got my bag of Rose. I'm comfortable with it. I have it in liquidity pools in the Illuminex DEX, earning IX token, earning Rose. For me, that gives that gives you get exposure to the network, you get exposure to the biggest application on it, and you just see if the rising tide lifts this boat a big way.
That's interesting. I didn't really pay attention to Rose until we had to do this, and you explained a little bit of it. It just reminds me. First of all, I'm old B&B myself. I mean, I interviewed CZ when he just first came out, and launched Binance. I've been playing with it ever since, and I don't believe. I remember when I got into the space in 2016, and I was one of those guys who was like, Bitcoin is just an old technology. We have to find the new store of value, and I was like trying to find the Litecoins and the Viriums and and the Vert coins and all that stuff. Like those are the ones that are going to be buying coffee at the and boy was I wrong. So I don't ever want to say a Dino chain. I think Dino chains and these older chains, they just bring experience. But what it looks like here is like Oasis / Rose is trying to find their market fit, because launching in 2020 and then it seems like they've kept on innovating and trying to figure out what they're going to do this time, right? So it's like, okay, this didn't work, but we're going to keep that, but we're going to move over to here, and then we're going to incorporate this, and we're going to do this, and now AI, it's a good term, so let's be the AI coin, and it's like they're trying to find their identity. I don't know what their identity is going to be, but I wouldn't, if they're good technology and a good team that's committed, I would never put that past them. So it's, for me, short term, I wouldn't look at it as a short term. Of course, maybe again, bull market, don't ever count anything out in the short term. But long term, I could see an allocation of like 1% or something. Just like something like a little bag that you have, just throw it in there. I don't think anybody should ape into it and go, again, not financial advice, ape into it and think that they're going to be the multi-millionaire that got into, say, like Floki Frunk Puppy, before it popped off, and Elon took a meme of it. But if you just wanted to say, hey, can my 1% or 0.5% of my portfolio, and see what happens with this, because they have a team, they have the tech, and so on and so forth. I think that's a reasonable bet.
Yep.
And lastly, we're gonna end this up with some good old fun meme coins over here. And today we're gonna be talking about Dog Coin. Now, the Dog Coin is actually something I had to learn about to do this. So full transparency, that it's something that I had to learn, but it's something that we've been all following for this whole time, is because it has to do something with Bitcoin and your Bitcoin runes. And so where are my notes? So right now we have the Dog Coin at a total market cap of around $841 million. It's ranked 101. It really wants to pop into that top 100. It's the good thing is and this is a big pro that I'm going to say of it, is that its total supply and its max supply, it's all out there. So there's 100 billion circulating supply, and that's a good thing. There's no dilution. There's no shenanigans. There's no founders holding some tokens locked in, wherever. There's no, early investors. It's all out there. You get what you get. And so the price is only going to change by who apes into it. And so this started with the Runestone project, and it emerged in Runestones, as you know, was a groundbreaking project on the Bitcoin blockchain ecosystem, which the Bitcoin blockchain, I don't think ever was ecosystem per se. It was Bitcoin until people understood how to do ordinals, and basically you're inscribing into a Satoshi. And so the Runestone project executed an historic airdrop, and then airdropped 112,000 inscriptions to people who are holding ordinals. And then here comes Dog, and Dog was airdropped to Runestone holders. And so the only thing, this is just totally fun in my opinion, is when you're using Bitcoin's being expanded into, I guess, an ecosystem now of NFTs and inscriptions and runes and so on and so forth. And Dog is just a meme coin. It's to the moon. It's for fun. You're gonna buy it. You're gonna sell it. You're gonna long it. You're gonna short it. I mean, who knows? I don't think there's any real utility. I don't think they're actually trying to say that they're utility. I don't think they're trying to say that they're anything. They're just saying Dog to the moon. So the pros of this coin, in my opinion, is that it's on Bitcoin. So if you want security, it's on Bitcoin. If you want reliability, not quickness, not speed, but transparency, and you're gonna, it's on the granddaddy, Bitcoin. And again, the other pro that I had, like I said, is what you see is what you get. The total supply is out there. The maximum supply is out there. It's all the same. So if you put $1 in, number goes up by $1. Nobody's gonna be shenanigans in the background. The cons of this is what kind of crypto person are you? Are you if you're a Bitcoin maxi? I can't see you really liking this. A lot of people said yes, let's use Bitcoin for everything, but Bitcoin has a narrative right now. It's either going to be the new money, or is it going to be the chain that supports shitcoins and meme coins and basically cheapening the value of this world-changing idea of what money is? And now you put a dog coin on it. I can see a lot of people getting bent out of shape about it. I don't actually know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. If this is going to be the new store of value, the digital gold, the thing that people want to connect their fiat to, instead of a gold standard, a Bitcoin standard, you really want dog coins traded on this? So again, there's not really much to talk about with this token, but it's just fun. It's just straight fun. So what do you think? What's your short-term, long-term play with this?
Yeah, so I'm like a total non-Bitcoin guy. I have wrapped Bitcoin, but never played around with the chain itself ever. I actually really love the this marriage of the old solid Bitcoin stuff with the emerging BTC L2s and DeFi stuff, and now you've got I love it that it's literally a dog coin. It's literally a dog coin to the moon. I think it has great branding and messaging and position. If I was involved in the Bitcoin ecosystem and didn't have to go through onboarding pains, I'd definitely be a holder of this. As it stands now, I feel like I'm just going to get wrecked on transactions, on making mistakes, and by the time that I got around to getting in on this, it could be over already. So I'm gonna watch this one. I'm gonna watch and see what happens, and I don't know. For me, it's kind of like looking into it. I was like, oh man, this is really cool, and I do this like every week. I really need to learn more about inscriptions and runes and all that kind of stuff, because I do think that there's just so much liquidity in Bitcoin and so much money that the potential is really sky high for these early movers here.
You really bring up a really good point. Really good points, man. Really good points. I was the same way with Solana and NFTs. I was the same way. So when Solana was popping off last bull, I just bought a little Solana and I started playing around with the ecosystem. I can't even remember. I think I have a Phantom wallet somewhere. There might be a Solana or two just hanging out in there. Yeah, you just have a couple $100 just hanging out. You don't even know if it's there. Welcome to the crypto space. And so I played around with there. I bought some horrible NFTs and I bought and sold them, and I got rugged on I think it was crypto wieners. I got rugged on those, so I probably hold like 30 crypto wieners that are worth nothing right now. Some pudgy. No, I don't need anything like that. Let's see here. Anyway, so I played with Solana. Then I had another friend that was making art on Ethereum. Just she's an artist and she's doing digital art. And I said, hey, you know what? I really want to help promote your work. Can we make a special NFT collection just for Daily Crypto News? And she did. And so I learned how to mint one-of-ones, and we went through the whole process, and I just played with that, knowing damn well that I'm just spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars just to learn how to keep up with this. I don't care, but I want to learn. And I think that this is one of those. It's like, again, are you going to get rich? You're probably way too late. Like you said, it's going to be over already, maybe. But if you have a couple $100 to play, set up yourself a totally separate wallet, totally separate keys. Don't do anything with anything that you do with your crypto space right now. I wouldn't even use the same phone. I wouldn't use the same Authy app. I wouldn't use anything. Make a new email, whatever is part of the process. But play with it. I mean, see how it works. Because again, like you said, I'm the same way. I have no clue how any of this works. I don't even know about any inscriptions or ordinals. but being here, I should know. And so therefore, I guess let's sink some money into education.
Yeah, that's a cool. One of the cool things about crypto is it's so broad and foundational. Like you can do anything with it. I mean, you can just sit there and be obsessed with stable coins and how to do payments infrastructure and just to do things we already do, just a slightly better and cheaper way. Or else you could be one of these people manipulating like what's supposed to be messaging systems on Bitcoin to create value out of thin air. You can use it for gaming. You can use it for all sorts of applications. So that's one of the great things about Web3 and all of this is it's a playground and you can pick which piece of equipment you want to use.
Yeah, and I just want to expand on that. This is basically, this is education. If you don't go to school for this, you don't sign up for Harvard and learn how to play with ordinals, right? You have to. You're going to pay something. You're going to pay for your tuition, and paying for this is your tuition. And so you got to learn. You have to be proactive. You have to really be curious and do it yourself. And the cool thing about this tuition is not just saying like how do you do inscriptions and ordinals or make NFTs, one-on-one collections, and so on and so forth. It is getting the foundation of what this tech is doing, so you can actually kind of like have this vision of the future of the other possibilities of either finance, of art, of collectibles, of authentication when it comes to like goods and services. It is the footstep of what is being built for the future, and not following the I guess the rhetoric of mainstream media that this is only for cyber criminals. This is what education you're getting is a lot of smart people are really focused on this because there's something behind it.
Yeah, right on. Long term, always bullish, no matter what the market says.
Absolutely. Well, hope everybody enjoyed our first day of. I don't even think we have a name for this yet. We're gonna call it, what would you put up there? Trends with benefits?
Yeah.
We don't know what we're calling it yet, but hope you guys liked.
Or shitcoin talk. Yeah.
Shitcoin talk.
Yeah. Like it if you like trends with benefits. Retweet it if you like shitcoin talk.
There you go. Patrick, thanks, man.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. It's fun.
All right, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this corner of DCN, and we are always trying our best to create fun but informative podcasts for your crypto life. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let us know what you thought and what you would like to call this corner at Sarah or Matt at dailycryptonews.net anytime. Until tomorrow, happy hodling, everyone.